Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I am going to show you all the supplies you need to start memory keeping in a planner and how I do my little photo collages to have tiny photos inside your planner. So on my flip through video for the completion of 2023, I guess I had a lot more like new subscribers and people looking at my content, which is fantastic. And the overwhelming theme was that people didn't know like what supplies I was using, how I went about like printing my photos, making the collage and doing all of that step. Because some thought that it was like very much like an overly expensive project to do. So I'm going to show you how I do it, which is, I hope, a little bit more cost effective. So I'll show you like the printers and stuff that I have on my desk, and I will leave hopefully everything as much as possible linked down below. So the first thing you'll need is your planner. For me, and the ones I've used on my channel have been the Happy Planners. So the Happy Planner is available at many retailers as well as online shops. So you can find these products on Michael's, Hobby Lobby, and Joann's. But if you are familiar and you already order from scrapbook.com or a cherry on top, they also have the planners. The ones that I am most comfortable in is the one which is considered to be a vertical layout. Okay, so vertical right here just simply means the dates on top and then the columns are down below. For those that use it as a planner for their lives, usually that's broken down maybe like an afternoon or morning, afternoon, and evening. Sometimes I know I've used this layout in the past for like work, home life, and then like Valentina's, appointments and her things, or even I've left the bottom section usually for like meal planning for the week, and then it'll be like work and home. So it serves functional purposes as well, but I think I just enjoy this layout for my memory keeping, because when you cut down the photos that I just showed you, hold on one sec, where did I put that little collage I already made? Yeah, when you put down the photos, so I get 8 on a 4x6, they sort of fit perfectly in there. It's a little shy of being a full occupancy of one of those rectangles, but that's okay, because that's why I go in with all of my stickers and pattern paper and cutes it up. So that's what I mean. I also know that I print on like 4x6 paper, 4x6 prints. I do not use any of those little like micro printers or the printers, I forgot their names. I don't even know their names. That's how much I don't even use them. That print like on sticker paper, because yes, some of that stuff, like the sticker paper ones that are like 2x3 or something, they almost can cost $1 per sticker. I am not doing that. Truly, for me, I print one 4x6. I have a home printer, which is the PictureMate 400. Yeah, that's PictureMate 400. Yeah, and it prints 4x6 photos or 5x7. So you can even print this on 5x7. I then buy a pack of photo paper, and usually Epson too. They're high glossy. 100 sheets is usually like $8 on Amazon. It's like $7.95 or something. And so I have that ready to go. And then the ink to refill it is like $30. Okay, so really the printer up front is the big investment. Then a $30 cartridge. I may change the cartridge twice a year, maybe 3 times a year. It's not like a monthly thing. It definitely is not monthly. And then for 100 of these. So really it comes out to be, like a 10-cent thing. Okay. The other option is that I make these collages and they're on your camera phone. And when I have a coupon to Walgreens or CVS for like 50% off, I do believe their prints are like 29 cents without the coupon, maybe 39 cents. So then with the coupon makes them once again 15 to 20 cents, which is definitely more affordable. So those, and I will, yeah, and usually I do all of that CVS or Walgreens printing from my phone. They have apps, and you just, select the photos you want, send it to print, and it's ready in like 2 hours. And that's a way to do it if you don't want to buy the home printer, which you totally don't have to. I honestly have only upgraded to the Epson PictureMate and these 2 printers like recently. It was almost like a gift to myself when I was consistent with doing this project. And I will say, since having the printer, I almost cut back on the excess printing. And what I mean by that is because So say I was sending something off to Walgreens. Oh, and you know another place that I really like printing, but you just have to wait. So if you want instant gratification, you have to send to Walgreens. If you can send your photos off to print and then wait a little bit, Amazon Photo is really a good price. Like it's the price that you get from Walgreens with having the coupon. So it's already 10 or 15 cents per, but you just have to wait a few days for them to come to you to continue on with your project. So just keep that in mind, that Amazon Photo is also a good one. What else is another good one I've used? Shutterfly has been used by me in the past. And also, believe it or not, there is an app called Free Prints where you can send off and get literally free prints. The only caveat is you just pay for shipping. So like if you send over, upload on the free app, the Free Prints app, 100 photos, you have to pay for shipping for, $9.99 or something like that. I don't remember. It's based on weight, so I don't know where you live and based where they print it. So that's also a way. So if you can just always have like a bulk order and make it worth it for that $10 of shipping or $8 of shipping, that could be a way to go as well. So those are a few other things to keep in mind. Either Walgreens, CVS, Amazon Photo if you want to wait, Shutterfly prints, Free Prints, and then the last one would be the luxury of printing, which would be Persnickety prints. Persnickety prints makes archival prints. So archival, if you don't know what that is as far as printing, when I printed laser print or inkjet, usually it's inkjet kind of thing, these on photo paper, this is not archival, and I know that. These have the tendency after a while to possibly turn yellow. I know. But like I said, I do so much memory keeping in bulk that if a couple of these turn yellow, it's not the end of the world for me. So with their archival prints, they don't turn, and they're like water resistant. God forbid you spill water on this wrinkles just like any other paper and it's ruined. Archival, and I've seen them do this. I haven't done it to my own prints, but Persnickety prints, you can spill water on it and they dry and they're fine. I guess that's what makes it the archival. So they are the 39-cent print. So usually when I do a Persnickety order, I do a bulk order to make it worth it. Or the option for you with Persnickety is to subscribe to their Persnickety box. This is an app. This one's $20 a month. You get 30 4x4 prints inside. And with this as well, you're able to send off, I don't know if I have any in here to show you. You can make a collage of four and have 2x2 squares for your memory planner. So this could be a cost-effective way for you to do it too. Like this one I collage and it's a 2x, I split it down the center. I haven't scrapped these. Do I have a collage in here? I'm just trying to thumb through this box. So I probably didn't have one in this set, but do know that I can, the same way I'm going to show you how to make this collage of 8, you can make a quad and then send it to your Persnickety box and have this every month come. So you do have to fill your box. So you get 1 box a month. It renews just like the day you subscribe. So if you subscribe on the 7th, it'll always give you a new box to fill on the 7th. You have all month to fill it up, or if you already just have the photos ready to go, fill up your box and then it comes in a few days. And these are archival prints. So the quality is really, really good. I don't know if it's ability to get archival prints like at home. I've never looked into it, but I do try to buy heavier weight paper for my photo paper because I have bought like thinner paper and the quality sucks. So buying good photo paper is definitely important. And what I've done too is I've learned the hard way because I used to have a Canon. Buy Canon ink for your Canon printer. Okay, and what I mean by that, because when my Canon printer, when I was trying to save money, and you get like the little, not to say knockoff brands, but they have the matching cartridge for your printer, but it's not made by your printer brand's company, and it's like just an off brand, and it gunked up that printer. Needless to say, I don't have that printer anymore because when I would try to rotate, like, oh, I bought cheap ink that wasn't Canon, and then I bought a Canon replacement, and then I bought the cheap ink, and then I bought the Canon, or maybe I just went cheap for a couple of rounds. It doesn't print well. You can just see the colors. It never printed well. Then when you changed it, you kind of got like those stripe lines. So I constantly had to like clean the printer heads and stuff. So all of that just wasn't worth it for the printer to be, unfortunately, like tank sooner than its life should have given me. And then that's when I bought the PictureMate. This is the PictureMate one. That one has been my photo printer for the longest time. I upgraded to that when I stayed consistent in this project. So it was a gift to myself because it is like $300. But for me, well worth it. I use it every day. And then after that one, I did get this one. This one is just a laser printer. So it just does black and white. And I got it just to have like a home printer because I didn't have anything here to like just print off, you know, something, a document from my computer. So that was my savior, and it was $100. That one is a Canon that I got. And then, you know, you get further committed into printing. And then when I would send off to Walgreens, so like I said, I didn't always have my printer for a bulk order because I didn't want to work my Epson. Or, you know, all my 8x10s when I started getting into the 6x8, I would just send them off to Walgreens or truly Amazon a lot of the times. And I would always send off more than I was ready to scrap, you know? So I would have like, okay, I need this photo in big and this photo in big. And then when I was sending off the order, and then I was like, oh, and then add like, you know, these 5 too, because I'll think of something to do with them. And then I started having all of these, actually, these are Walgreens, like these envelopes, these are what your pictures come in, all over my house. And right over there, all of those in that stack. Those are all just photos that I haven't scrapped yet. And so for instance, like you can see here, like there's this one that I haven't scrapped yet. And then there's a bunch of 8x10s. So it makes me have like excess prints because I was like, oh, let me just send all these because I'm going to get to them. And I will. But this sort of extra has been less since I got the big format printer. And the big format printer, it goes all the way up to 13x19. I've never printed that high. I've only done 8x10s. Has been great because as I need a picture, I just print it. So nice. It's a luxury. I got it last year right before December Daily. And so December Daily was a breeze last year and definitely this year. And scrapping has decreased, or having it has decreased the excess number of prints I send out to Walgreens, because I'll send out a few still to save on my ink so I don't have to always buy the ink. But on a regular, I use it for my 8x10s. And then this, and this does color prints too for my computer. So that's really good. So first thing, you do need your planner. Do you have to use a Happy Planner? No, you don't. You can use anything that's at Target. You can use anything that are other vendors, because there's beautiful planners by Coco Daisy. There's beautiful planners by Plum Paper. There's Erin Condren. There are all sorts of planners out there. To turn it into a memory planner will not take much. So just pick up a planner, because you know what I like about having a planner? It's already dated. And it makes you stay like week to week. I do a week, to week per layout. And then you just need to make collages with your photos. And then just have, at first too, I enjoy changing my colors. So I love the Papermate Flare pens. I also have the Azara, Azara? Let's see. The Arteza. The Arteza Click pens, they come in different colors. I do have the Sharpie S Notes. They come in different colors. Pilot G2s are my favorite. They come in different colors. These are the Papermate Flares. So I always change my ink. And then I do love the gel pens too. These are my other favorites. So all of my like memory planner pens are there. To adhere your photos down, you're gonna need double-sided tape. My favorite little ones are the Tombow, but I have my big puppy, the ATG, the Scotch Advanced tape runner. So double-sided tape. You can also use one like this one, double-sided by Scotch. Those I just like because you just like, stream it down the back of your photos and go. But this one you have to like, measure and then tear like wrapping paper tape. So this is a version as well. And then once you have that, because that's enough right there, to then buy the sticker books and the, die cuts and all the pretty stuff. That's what makes the pages funner. And then right now I will flip the camera around so that you can see me do the photo editing and the collage to get that 8 photo on one 4x6. In the past, I will say, when I did the big size, so the big size is the size of a piece of copy paper. So like that 8x10 copy paper was the big. That one, in order to fit in that rectangle size, still did vertical, just needs the 4. that size, so then it becomes a 2x3, fits perfectly in that space available. So you can do it in that size as well. But I've just enjoyed the classic now. This is my 3rd year, because since I do so much other memory keeping, sometimes the photos do get scrapped more than once from here. And sometimes I don't. And here, sometimes I just keep like ordinary moments. You know, us eating dinner, never really a big story, but sometimes I say things about Valentina's eating habits because it is an issue all the time for us. So this is a great project. So anyone that's starting off and thinks, you know, everything else that I do is too much to start, this is a great place to start. I also say this is a great place to start a memory planner wise, for like moms, because it's small. It's just for the week. You can print out no photos, some photos, have 8 photos if you take a lot, and it's enough. You know, and if I only had the 5 or 6 that I've done already since becoming a mom, that would be more than enough memory keeping, because at least it also has your penmanship. That's what I also love about it. It definitely always has I never type out the text, the journaling for here. I always write it out with all my colored pens. And, you know, things that we all, after you get obsessed with it, you know, you start buying like all the washi tape, all the stickers, you start roaming the aisles. You see, I also used a lot of scrapbook paper. There are tons of sticker shops on Etsy that make their own. A bunch of the ones I like are always Happy Planner ones, but the brand I like to use a lot, you've seen a lot of me use Live Love Posh. Where's her brand? Oh, down here. Live Love Posh, or sticker books. And there's plenty of brands out there that make even more that you can use. And just because these are planner stickers, meaning like you'll have those little functional boxes like these ones and stuff, I still use them. They'll just hold the story there. And, you know, all of these tell a story together. So I always like coming to these because at least I'll pick the color or the sheets I want to use, and then everything coordinates. So, any other tips? Usually too, if I know, like say I'm already picked out the sticker book and I'm working with it, and say I want to use definitely this sticker sheet right here, this pastel-y. If my photos are going to compete with this pastel, I will make all my photos black and white. So that's an easy switch on your phone once you have that collage done. And I'll show you, sorry, I'm trying to look for that collage I did. So for instance, and now I've misplaced it because I'm clearly filming this and my desk is a flippin' mess. But I was like, let me put my phone on the tripod and just do it. Did I put it in here when I was showing you all these pictures? Perhaps I didn't. But let me just use this one in case. So here's another collage. So say I made a collage of photos and you see that it's definitely like a beigey yellow and pink from her cup. But if I'm trying to use, not this one because that one kind of goes with it. Say I'm trying to use, like I want to use, for instance, like this blue sheet, and it has like this coordinating blue sheet. Like these photos may clash with it. Say it does more than it probably does. I will just turn this before I print it, because this will be the collage on your phone once you save it. I will just turn this all to black and white, and that way when you make your collage, it won't compete. Make your layout, it won't compete with these stickers that you use on the page. You know what I mean? So once you have your photos kind of collaged out, and at least this is how my approach, and I'll decide like, oh, like for instance, like, you know, this is really pretty. I want to use these flowers in the corners, and this will be it. You know, this, that kind of goes. So I will leave it be. And I'll be like, okay, let me print that. But say it doesn't, and I'm like, I really want to use this for this week. Let me just change this to black and white, and then it won't compete on your layout. And that's how it worked out serendipitously. Is that a word, serendipitously? Serendipity? Anyways, one of my favorite words. So for instance, like I left the color on this one, and I used like a lot of blue. I think I was looking at the collage and I was like, you know what? There is like some darker colors, so I could do this. And then when I needed to use my Cocoa Daisy, it was all like pinks and creams. But luckily, my photos, literally, I was documenting JLo's baby pink dress from the Golden Globes. I was actually wearing a pink hoodie. My car was white right there. Definitely beigey. Look, I was wearing a pink shirt, and then her bedspread is all pink at my niece's house. So I was like, oh, it worked out. That worked out great. Every photo had pink in it. So that sort of stuff happens too. So let's finish off this, this video with making the collage and the apps that I use and how I print. And if you have any other questions, I hope I've answered a lot of them as far as supplies. Like I said, I will try to leave everything linked down below, from the planners to the printers to the photo paper and to the nice pens that I use a lot of the times, and to some of these sticker brands that I buy from on a regular. Hopefully that is enough information. If you have anything else though, this is, like I said, definitely a place to ask because it's the starting video. And look, I'm so obsessed with pens. I even just bought these the other day. So we got some pastel, twin tone pastel dual tip markers. I can't stop buying crafty supplies. That's pretty much what it means. So let's turn the camera around. Let's show you how I make my collage, and let's print it out and work on the next two layouts together with this video. Okay, so now we're on my phone. So when I am doing my collages and editing, I use the same couple of apps all the time. So Lightroom right here is my photo editing app. I use this one to do the same things that you can edit while on your phone as far as an iPhone is concerned. So like brightness, shadow, contrast, exposure, those things are on here. Ooh, but it does it in a very more detailed way. And there is also the rainbow colorway, and you can take out a lot of the yellow that tends to be in photos when I want to make mine truly like a pure white. So a lot of editing happens here. This one does have a subscription. It is $4.99 a month, but it's well worth it. Moldiv is the one that I do use for all of my collaging. I have used PicFrame in the past, but PicFrame leaves a watermark on your photos. A watermark is like anytime you have like your photo printed and then in like light letters, it's in the corner somewhere that will say PicFrame or something like that. I dislike that on my photos no matter what. And Moldiv in the free version does not do that. So that's why I use this one. You can see my Amazon photos is here. Pixel Cut I used to use a lot when this one is a great app. So say you are doing a picture of an object, right? And you're holding it or something like this. Pixel Cut is the app that can totally take out the whole background and put it on white or just a bright color of whatever you have. So even when I used to do my layout and I wanted it just to be a white background for presentation wise, I would use Pixel Cut. That one also is a subscription, but I tend to now add like props in my flat lays now. So if I had my layout here, you notice I'll have like a little like foliage leaf and a little like flower in the corner or some beads over here. Since I started doing that, the stress about making my background completely white has gone away, and it looks more of a stylized flat lay, which I have transitioned to, which I do like a lot better. A lot of the things I use in my flat lays are all just props and sticks and picks that I get from like Hobby Lobby and decorative stuff from the craft department. So that's when I use Pixel Cut. So that's the one that you see right there. And then PicFrame, and then I'm an amateur at Canva. Canva, a lot of people use for a lot of things. I just don't know too much about it there. So when I go to my Moldiv, when it first loads, you will have these options all here. And I'll be honest, all I use is collage right there in the middle. I have never used anything else in this app. So you'll hit collage. Now, all of these are based in a square function, but there is the aperture, or not aperture, the scale to make it be landscape or portrait for any of these collages. So when I'm doing, say, a 4x6 print and I get two 3x4s, I am using that one right there. So when I do though, what I'm trying to show you is my 8 collage one. So we're making another one of these. So 8 tiny photos that'll fit on there. This 8 tiny photo over each other is a few pages. So you get pages worth. This is all in the free. Okay. It's right here. So it's always there. I always know I have to flip over 4 pages. I think I always know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pages. Okay. So you'll hit that one. So there are your 8 squares. You will now go to adjust frame, and here is that slide. So right here in the middle, the top thing is that sliding scale thing I was telling you about to make it a portrait. Let me show you right there. or even to landscape. When you do either way, you want it for a 3:2 ratio, and it'll say it right here. So that is when it gets it to horizontal, and then when you go the other way, it'll be opposite. So 2:3 is for a true vertical that'll fit on a 4:6. So just know 2:3 or 3:2, that is the ratio that you need. Okay. Then you can see that it gives you with this like a white border around your photos. That is this one that's pulled over a little bit. To get rid of those, I'll just move that scale all the way over to the end, and then they're all close together. And that way you'll know that your photos will be having no white space. That way I just know where I'm going to cut for each of them. You can have the white space if you want. It's not a big deal if you have it. So then once you're here, you will hit the item, the collage, and you'll hit tap here. And it'll ask you to go to your camera roll, which is your album, or to take photos. I always go to my camera roll. For me, when I'm doing this too, and it's a little bit of a delay, I don't know if it's just my phone or if it's the app itself, but then it comes up. And for instance, if you just go through your recent ones, it'll be there. If you've already made a folder of, like, say all your favorites are the ones you're going to use, that makes it even easier. So like, say instead of panoramas, it says like this week that you already just push all your photos to, then you just go in there, choose your 8, and that's great. For me, I just kind of always rely on my camera roll. There's no wrong way or right way. And so I know I'm scrolling up on my photos. And I like to start with the Sunday. So I know we went to the fair on Sunday. So as soon as I see our fair photos right here. So we went to the fair. So this is Sunday. So then I'll choose one here and then keep on scrolling and get my Saturday, Friday, you know, so on and so forth for my roll. So for the fair, I am going to choose the group shot that we had. So that's already one, and it'll show you down here where you at in filling your spaces. So then I'll scroll up some more. Now, previous to this, you could already have your photos edited if it was in, you know, that important for you in case it was too dark or too light. For me, as they are, usually I am okay with, because I don't stress, especially with my memory planner, too much about the photo quality, you know, like I'll edit some of it, but I'm not stressing too much. So then I'll take one of these photos because my daughter has started piano lessons. Can you see some of this? Okay. And then we'll crawl up a little bit, crawling. Oh, and she had her book fair again. So we'll select the book fair photo. Need two or a couple others. Well, you know what? I will put on one of these because I did volunteer at her book fair. Oh, and I got a new coffee creamer. We'll talk about that. And this happens too. Like for me, look at, for this week in particular, like I could use these, but I don't remember the story that went with why she was hugging her so much. But in general, you know, you could pick different things that you want, that, you know, and then I have a lot of project photos. You can see my submissions for design team things. It was literally scene night. And a lot of what you see too, in case you are browsing on my camera roll, I am trying to prep for my baby album. So I am just sending myself tons of photos, that I'm like downloading off of like Google Photo and stuff that pertain to my baby album. So now they're all finished here, and you'll hit the little checkbox right here, and then they'll load up individually. And so truly, this is all that I do. Like I said, like some of them, and don't get me wrong, these all loaded perfectly into there, but you can manipulate the photo itself in there too. Like for this one, I can zoom in a lot more. I can zoom in this one too, you know, this one, you know, you can keep it there. Oop. Or, you know, zoom in just to have her face. So they are, you can move them. This one's fine. That was a foot picture. We'll zoom in a little bit more on my tree. And it's whatever you want. Like I said, like even for this one, like I can zoom in and just have our faces in there. Or if we want a little bit more of the ambiance. Here's my coffee creamer. And then here was, we went to a birthday party and they had face paint. Let's see if I can, this one's going to be tricky because it was a horizontal photo and I'm trying to make it into a vertical. So that's how I get my collage. Now, remember how if you were curious about that border, this is where that border would come in, see? and that's just moving this little part over and over. So that's why I can take it off or keep it on. I take it off, and that's the 3x2, so it makes it this way when you view it. If you move it the other way, the 2x3, it just makes them a little wonky, but that's still the 4x6 photo that way. So that's how I get my collage. And then once you're here, oh, bummer, and now it just ruined all of that, the placement. Sorry, let me fix this real quick, guys. Okay, so once you bring it back to the 3x2, then this little icon, you know how it always means like airdrop or to transfer, you'll hit that one. And they give you the option to save it as maximum pixelation, medium, and standard. Standard I use if this was like a thumbnail for my YouTube videos, because YouTube doesn't allow me to upload anything over like 1200. And so that makes it perfect. But for the sake of printing and making my collages, I always do the maximum pixelation. And now it's getting sent straight to your camera roll. So then for instance too, so here we are. And I'll go in my camera roll, and then here it is. It's the last picture. So say for instance too, my tip about making it black and white. So say like these overall are very colorful. Nothing is too dominant in any of them, so it's okay like that. But in this step right here, in case they were too many colors in competition, I would simply be going to edit on my phone, going to filters, and making it into a black and white photo. And then that way I won't have to worry about any of the products that I use competing with these because I've now changed them to black and white. So I always keep that in mind. Like if I'm looking at it before I print it, I'm like, ugh, you know, there's like a lot of red or there's a lot of blue, but what I want to use is like pastel pink. I would definitely just default and make it a black and white photo and be done with it in that way. So that way it won't compete. But then there's simple photos there like Vivid. You know, these are some of the just standard filters that come with the phone. And I like Vivid actually too, because I'm not afraid of color. So the only punch of color is really like my red and pink shirt there, and her wearing red and pink there too. And I'm okay with that. It's not a problem. And so for me, right at this point, I send it to print by using that same little like send off icon. And for me, I have two printers, like I was mentioning. So I have my Epson PictureMate, which is the 400, and then that's my large format printer. So then I just hit 400. And honestly, the default settings are perfect. Then I just hit it to print, and that is coming out. Okay, and that's how it printed out for my memory planner. So we have 2 weeks to complete. So we'll do this one first and then this one second. And you could even see here, I added that filter of Vivid on this one for my iPhone, and I didn't of this one because it's a little bit on the darker side, but it's okay. These are the small memories on the day-to-day things that we want to document, and it does not, I will not reprint it. It doesn't drive me that bonkers not to have it done that way.